It's national meets regional. Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment, the long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us now for an exciting new path to celebrity interviews, music, rising talents, and much, much more.
And then, of course, we have Chapter 4, this black hole at the beginning of time.
Space-time singularity.
Indeed. It's brilliant. Brilliant, Stephen. Superb. And therefore, all there is to say is well done. Or perhaps I should say, to be more precise, well done, Doctor.
Bravo, Stephen.
An extraordinary theory.
Thank you.
So what next?
Prove it. Prove with a single equation that time had a beginning. Wouldn't that be nice, Professor? A one simple, elegant equation to explain everything.
Yes, it would. It would indeed.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Sidewalks. I'm Veronica Castro, and joining me is the brilliant and talented actor, Eddie Redmayne. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for joining us today.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, first off, I want to talk about your amazing journey as an actor. You've come all the way from the UK. Can you tell us whereabouts and...
Yeah, so I am born and bred in London, and what the great thing about acting, actually one of the great things, is you get to live quite a nomadic circus-like life, and you get to travel to lots of different places. And one of the great bonuses for me has been working in the States, so I kind of love that side of it.
Yeah, I'm wondering, what types of films did you watch growing up in London?
Do you know what? My first film was the cartoon of Robin Hood. My dad's favourite films were Pretty Woman and Magnificent Seven. So those are the ones that I suppose I saw every Christmas several times. I wasn't really much of a cinema goer. In fact, when I was doing a film called The Other Berlin Girl, Scarlett Johansson was asking me about, I think it was about The Big Lebowski, and I was sort of nodding, pretending I'd seen it, and she then saw through that and was like, you've not seen The Big Lebowski? She then made everyone in the crew write down like 5 films, and I was given this list because I needed an education in film, and I'm still working my way through it. But.
So what would you say then was who or what, or maybe a film that transformed you and paved your way as an actor?
Ooh, film that transformed me. There was a film called Glengarry Glen Ross. Have you seen that film? It's Kevin Spacey, Jonathan Pryce, Al Pacino. It's one of those films. That and La Vie en Rose, the Marion Cotillard film.
Yes.
Those are like 2 films that I've walked out of and felt like never acting again because I was just like, that's so good. Yes. But at the same point, aspirational films.
Right. Well, I mean, same for you, because now you've taken on a role of a lifetime in The Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
Leave me now.
Are you going to talk about this or not?
Please, will you just go?
Is that what you want?
Yes, it is what I want, so please, if you care about me at all, then please just go.
I can't.
I have 2 years to live. I need to work.
I love you.
You've left her. That's a false conclusion.
I want us to be together for as long as we've got, and if that's not very long, well, then that's just how it is. It'll have to do.
You don't know what's coming. It'll affect everything.
Your glasses are always dirty. There. That's better, isn't it?
Yes.
Eddie, a magnificent film, brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm sure you've been hearing this all day today.
It means a lot, though.
Yes, and it's about the astrophysicist Stephen Hawking,
Yeah.
who's going through this. I mean, he's getting the news about this debilitating disease.
Yeah.
First of all, what was it like auditioning for this, and how did you get the part?
Well, it was confusing, this one, because it wasn't, there was no audition. I spoke to James, the director, on the phone, and then we went for a pint or three. In fact, he had coffee, but I didn't realise it, so I ended up drinking a lot. So he offered it to me without me actually having to act Stephen Hawking. But then promptly afterwards, which I was kind of relieved about, because this was before I'd done any prep or any rehearsal. But then afterwards, Felicity was auditioning, and James said, you know, we need to audition with Felicity. And he was like, but don't worry, you're not being auditioned. And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, let's not pretend for a second that the heads of all the studios aren't judging this. And so I felt like my audition was Felicity's audition.
Right. So then what was the preparation like for transforming into Stephen Hawking? What did you have to do to become
him?
Yes.
Well, I suppose I went about it by trying to just fully immerse myself in that world. So I read everything I could. I met some of his students who tried to teach me about astrophysics, cosmology, and I kept saying to them, imagine I'm 7 years old, imagine I'm 7 years old, imagine I'm 7 years old. You're talking about things that are far too complicated. I then was lucky enough to meet, I went to an ALS clinic in London and worked with a doctor called Dr. Katie Seidel, and she introduced me to many people suffering from motor neuron, and some of them, one particular gentleman called Glenn, allowed me into his home and showed me what the reality of living with that disease was. And then I worked with a dancer, choreographer called Alex Reynolds, who helped work out with me what Stephen's physical decline would have been and how that went into my body.
Right.
And yeah, so that was kind of how we went about it.
I'm curious, totally random, but has the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge made its way to?
Damn right it has. Yeah. I mean, I did it with Jamie Dornan, actually. Do you know Jamie, who's in 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
He's an old pal, and I was challenged, and I then challenged him, and I just remember he has a 1-year-old baby girl called Dulcie, and she was sitting in the high chair while Jamie's wife, Millie, was filming us throw freezing water on each other, and Dulcie was just looking at us going, what are you doing? Dad, what are you doing? So it was, but I'm thrilled about the Ice Bucket Challenge because I just hope it's brought awareness to a disease which has been around for a long time, and they're struggling to get closer to finding a cure. And I hope actually that this film shows the other side of it, which is the reality of what living with ALS is.
That's awesome. Well, I want you to know that you need to start preparing your Oscar speech. So, just so you know. I'm calling it, so.
It's very kind of you.
Thank you so much, Eddie. Appreciate all the time you had here with us today.
Thanks so much. Nice to see you.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit SidewalksTV.com.